We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Our first student athlete is tight end Jack Coco, and we'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Jack. Like we have in the past, please be sure to use the raise hand function in Zoom. If you have a question, we'll call on people individually, starting with Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Jack, can you just talk a little bit about your kind of transition from being a quasi offensive lineman and snapper to a tight end and snapper H-back kind of thing, and walk us through kind of how that all happened for you?
Yeah, absolutely, I will, Kelly. So it all kind of started in January when I was playing O-line and I kind of got sick of weighing too much. I was weighing like 285 and it just wasn't comfortable for me. So I kind of went up to Coach Collins and asked, hey, is there anything else I can do to help the team besides play O-line and long snap as well? And he said, yeah, try out tight end. Would love to have you there. And then I went on like a 6-month journey through quarantine on just shedding weight, eating grilled chicken and salad pretty much twice a day, every single day, working out 10 times a day. Kind of this whole nonsense like workout regimen. And I just kind of studied, got in the playbook, got with Coach Weeze and got with the other tight ends. The Dillons helped me a lot and that helped me teach me the playbook. And it just kind of picked it up quickly because the run game kind of came easily to me because I was an O-lineman for the first 3 years I was here. And it was just kind of getting into the pass game, learning how to run routes and all that sort of stuff. But it's been one crazy journey. I've been very appreciative for Collins giving me the opportunity to switch. And it's been a blast so far.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, one thing that Coach Patno has mentioned more than once, I think he's very has a lot of admiration and respect for you for doing this, but just the diet of, grilled chicken and salad, what was that like? And kind of, how it sounds like it wasn't probably the most fun thing to do, but what was that like to go through that?
It was a good mental challenge. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of the things is like what you can do mentally, you can do yourself. If you get past the mental barrier, you can pretty much do anything and not setting limits on yourself. I mean, just by strictly eating grilled chicken and salad every day, twice a day, and working out, it was easy for me to shed weight. I just put my mind to it and was able to do it. And I don't eat it anymore, thank God, because I'm absolutely sick of it. I eat a lot more food now because I need to keep my weight up, but just leaving that diet, going to like a new one was absolutely amazing. But for the time I did it, it was hard, but I just kind of went through it and did it every single day. Just created a habit.
Next question comes from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Good morning. I was wondering if you could run us through a couple of the plays from the Central Florida game. One, your first career catch, and number two, I believe you were the one that sealed the alley for Gibbs on that on his long run.
Yes, sir. So the first play, I just ran a little flat route, and I honestly wasn't expecting the ball to come to me. I paused to wait to see if a backer was coming, and I looked up, he wasn't coming, so I ran my little flat. Next thing I know, I see the ball coming my way. I turn, I catch the ball. My head kind of goes down a little bit. I come up and run a guy over, which was absolutely crazy. I just got up, tossed the ball, ready for the next play, trying to get ready to go fast. And then the second play, we ran counter, and I saw that Jack DeFore logged the guy, and I made a good read, got around the edge, it got to the guy's outside shoulder, and then I knew from there Ja was going to the house, and I was just super pumped and super excited.
Are you there?
Yeah, you're here.
Jack, back to the diet, please, for a minute. Are you also stronger than you were a year ago, along with being lighter?
So believe it or not, I actually am. And it's kind of funny because you think losing a lot of weight, you'd lose a lot of strength. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, my bench went up, my squat went up, I'm faster. By completely changing my diet, my body just feels better and I have a lot more energy to do a lot more things. And getting a lot of extra protein in my diet instead of eating fast food all the time, I'm just keeping it very healthy with like steak, bison, grilled chicken, and getting real natural healthy proteins in me, being able to supplement all the things my body needs, and it's been absolutely phenomenal.
Another question from Ken Segura at the AJC.
Jack, you mentioned how kind of the blocking part came a little easier. First, I guess, have you always played offensive line? And second, in learning to become a pass catcher, what was that like, and what was most helpful to you?
So I always played offensive line. I started playing offensive line, and I want to say freshman year. That was the last time I got to play anything in the backfield of high school. And I played O-line. I played tackle my sophomore year, played guard my junior year, and played center my senior year. Got the opportunity to come here through long snapping and playing O-line. But through, so I've always played O-line, so that's why it came pretty much easier to me. The whole passing thing kind of just came through the repetitions. Luckily for us, we get a lot of reps in practice, and the constant repetitions make you go over the plays constantly, and we constantly go over the play calls, so we constantly get the mental reps for going over the routes and all the other stuff. Otherwise, it's just practicing our footwork drills. We have a couple four-cone drills that we do that have really helped me break in and out of my routes and learn how to break away from defenders.
Okay, we have time left for a couple more for Jack. We'll start with one from Kelly Quinlan.
Jack, I was just curious, what's been the hardest part of this transition for you in terms of the football aspect? Like, what has it been hardest for you to learn how to do?
No, a lot of it's kind of just like learning new things, and I wouldn't say anything particularly was tremendously hard because it's a whole different transition to doing something completely new. I'd say running routes is probably the hardest thing because I haven't done it since, I've been in middle school. So that's like a completely new aspect to me. But with all the guys helping me and doing constant reps, it's been easy to be able to transition quickly like I have. And it's just been a fantastic opportunity. I can tell you this, 12 months ago, I loved football, but I love it way more now. It's just way more fun to me because I'm having a great time doing it, and the coaches here are fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Been super supportive.
Okay, our final question for Jack comes from Ken Segura.
Jack, I'll hit the diet thing again because I do find this kind of interesting and remarkable. So with the grilled chicken and salad, were you like 100% on that? And second, what was the first thing after you kind of realized, okay, I've hit my weight?
So I will say, it was from, I want to say it was January, middle of January till I want to say just after spring break. I got down from 280 to about 250, and I realized like that was like the weight that I needed to like sort of stay at. And then over quarantine, I switched to like a high calorie diet, but still I exercised a ton because we were at home doing school. There was nothing else to do but either work out or do school. So I kind of just did the latter. I did all my workouts in the morning, and then I did schoolwork in the afternoon. And my whole diet, it just kind of went from eating like just grilled chicken and salad to eating as clean as possible, being oatmeal, protein shake, white rice, peppers, veggies, a lot of veggies, fruits, and then clean meats, to like even the occasional cheat meal of like a double stack burger, which was like my favorite thing on weekends, and fries. I'll tell you one thing, fries, if you don't eat fries for a long time, it's like the greatest dessert in the world. You would never think about it, but it really is.
Awesome. Thank you.
Very good. Awesome. Well, Jack, thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
And we're going to go ahead and get everything disinfected, and then we're going to bring up freshman offensive tackle Jordan Williams. Okay, next up for us is freshman right tackle Jordan Williams. We'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Jordan. We'll start with one from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Jordan, I was just curious kind of how the first couple games have gone for you as you've looked back at the tape and kind of adjusting to the speed of playing live in games.
Yeah, it's definitely more difficult than high school, but since the time I got here as an early enrollee, Coach Key has been preparing me for this moment. So when the time came, I felt like it was a good transition, but I was pretty ready.
Next up is a question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Jordan, good morning. Coach Patno yesterday mentioned how, the older guys on the offensive line had sort of taken you under their wing and helped you prepare for what you had to go through. Could you walk us through that and just give us a little background on what they've been helping you out with?
Pretty much since I got here, they've been helping me. First, they helped me learn all the plays so I know what to do, and then they helped me with like checks and calls so I can be prepared for any blitzes or something. And then they just like pull me in or just send me a random text sometimes asking me to come watch film, and they tell me what to look for in film and teach me how to watch film.
Next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Jordan, along those same lines, can you describe or explain a little bit about what it's meant to have Ryan Johnson next to you on the field, and also just having a guy like him who's also played a ton in the room with you?
Having Ryan next to me is probably the best thing that could have happened to me as a freshman, because he's an older guy. He's been in the playbook. He's played a lot of college football. So having him next to me whenever I'm in trouble or kind of shaky about what to do on the play, he'll just lean over and tell me right quick and put me back in check.
Question from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Jordan, hi. I'm interested to know how much pure pass protection did you do in high school last year? Has that been a challenge for you this year so far?
Pass protection has definitely been more of a challenge in college, because it seems like the competition is just bigger and faster. But like I said, Coach Key that was like the first thing he actually worked on me for, was my pass blocking. And I'm honestly believe I'm getting it down pretty well right now.
Another question from Kelly Quinlan.
Coach Keat kind of talked about how bright your future is to us earlier in the fall and stuff. How exciting is it you're getting to start as a true freshman, and to kind of know that a guy who's been such a successful offensive line coach sees so much in you? Does that kind of motivate you? And can you talk a little bit about that?
It feels good to know that he speaks highly of me and expects good things from me. So I would say that kind of pushes me harder to make sure that I achieve everything he says I can, because he's been in the game for a while and I know that he knows what he's talking about.
Time for a couple more for Jordan. First one from Ken Segura.
Hey, Jordan, one thing I noticed about the pass protection is that you guys seem to be doing a pretty good job when teams are running stunts or blitzes at passing guys off to each other. And can you describe kind of how, I imagine it's just reps, but like the process of getting better at that? And I imagine it was really difficult at first.
Usually every day we work on how to handle blitzes and stunts. So I think just stacking reps and just passing blitzes off and picking up stunts, that's really helped us blocking in the game. And yeah.
Okay, and our final question for Jordan is from Rod McKenzie.
Hey, Jordan, with an athletic guy like Jeff behind you playing quarterback, knowing that there's a possibility that he could take off and run, does that keep you engaged with your guy a little longer than you normally would?
Oh yes, it definitely keeps me engaged a little longer. I try to give him the best run lane if he does feel pressure. So knowing that he's behind me and knowing that he can run at any moment, that tells me to stay on my block a little bit longer.
Are there any final questions for Jordan? Okay, if not, Jordan, thank you very much. Okay, last but certainly not least, we have senior defensive tackle Djimon Brooks, and we'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Djimon. Please use the raise hand function within Zoom if you have a question. We'll call on people individually, beginning with Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, John, good morning. Going back to the Central game, how difficult was it playing against that up-tempo offense, getting lined up, getting the signals in, that type of thing?
Going against the tempo team like that, it's always a challenge, making sure you're getting your eyes back to the sideline, getting the call, and then, reading the offense so you can execute it to how you're supposed to. But, we'll be better moving forward with the tempo.
Next question comes from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, I was just curious about, you guys have had to deal with kind of a lot of shifting personnel on the defensive line, and you're, as an older player, do you take kind of more of a leadership role as those things keep changing and you have different guys coming in and out to try to keep everyone settled down?
Yeah, so we pride ourselves in being able to roll a lot of guys in. A lot of those young guys come in and, as an older guy, they look to you, when they're a little lost or a little confused. And I'm always there to let them know it's all right. Just slow the game down for themselves and everything to move a lot smoother for them.
Okay, next question comes from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Djimon, I was wondering, when you guys shifted to the 3-down look against UCF, like how different was that and how much of an adjustment was that for you as far as techniques and so forth?
It wasn't that much of an adjustment. We run some 3-man in our base defense, so it wasn't that much of an adjustment. It wasn't that big of an adjustment.
Okay, another question from Kelly Quinlan.
I was just curious, when you guys went back and looked at film from the Central Florida game, it seemed like you guys were close to making a lot of plays and getting pressure on Gabriel against that tempo. Is that encouraging against a team like that gets the ball off so quickly, and the way you guys played against Florida State, that the down pass rush has kind of improved a lot from last year?
It's always exciting to get some pressure. Seeing everybody, working the pass rush moves, working the moves Coach Knight, Coach Coleman, and them guys teach us, and seeing it flourish on the field.
Another question in queue from Rod McKenzie.
You've had a couple of the young guys lining up alongside you in Chico and Sylvain. What has their progress been like?
I don't really view Chico and Sylvain as young guys. We both started with the defense last year, so I feel like we all got the same level of experience. We all growing together, being able to communicate better, knowing each other's job and how we can fit off each other and work good together to, execute the defense the best we can.
Another question from Ken Segura from the AJC.
John, I was wondering just kind of what kind of thoughts you have about taking a flight, which obviously is a little different in terms of, coronavirus and all this stuff. And also, once you get there, you'll be playing in a dome, which will be empty. Kind of your thoughts about both those things.
With the plane thing, it is kind of, sketchy with coronavirus going around. But, at the end of the day, I trust, the protocols and things our program has in place, to make sure we're safe and taken care of. As far as playing in an empty dome, you got to perform when you got to perform. You can't just pick and choose just because of the crowd there. So.
Another question from Kelly Quinlan.
Akilo and Daquan kind of are starting to see some action now. What have you seen from those two young guys? I know Daquan was there last year, but he was, not able to do a lot of stuff. And then just kind of Akilo's progression since the spring.
Man, those two guys, they're always, asking questions, trying to find ways to get better. And I think it's showing up on the field when they get those opportunities to get out there on the field. They're making plays in their right position, doing their job. So I'm very proud of those guys.
Time for a couple more for Djimon, beginning with Patrick Cornaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Djimon, hi. A bit of a quirky question for you. When you go live with your own teammates, is there one offensive lineman on the Georgia Tech roster that makes you work harder and get better? One guy that stands out?
The Ryan Hoss and Jack DeFore matchup is pretty highlighted. You guys heard that a lot, but that whole O-line, that starting O-line, so much better, so much good work going on there, just them working it against us, the D-line, it's a good competition there every day.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up with questions for Djimon from Ken Segura.
I was wondering, has anyone said anything funny, either a teammate or a coach or an opponent said anything funny or memorable about your jersey number?
Not that I can recall off the top of my head.
Do you have a follow-up, Ken? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and wrap up then for the day. Djimon, thank you very much. Everybody on the call, thank you guys very much.